And why some green?
So the green ones are not ready yet.
But why the black ones?
So this one has been on there a little bit too long. So and it's kind of a bad pepper, so that's why it's like a black pepper. Do you want to sprinkle some?
Oh, sprinkle some. That's fine.
No, you were exactly right.
There's lots of different
So if y'all
colors,
can
honey.
follow me.
And how could a cow be that big?
So
I'm bad.
plants have you ever heard of like your genes or your DNA?
Join us for a pre-pandemic Behind the Seeds tour at Disney's Epcot Center in the Living with the Land Pavilion. This was a really interesting and educational tour. Join us. Tour at Living with the Land. We're entering the Bug Lab.
Alright, so if we can form kind of a semicircle around here, just around the cages. Alright, so we're just going to kind of form a half circle, okay?
We got it. Don't worry.
Alrighty, so welcome to our Integrated Pest Management Lab. In our IPM lab is where we're doing research and using our insects in our greenhouses. So we're actually using the parasitoid wasp to control the population of the leaf miner fly in our greenhouses. So our flies are pests and our wasp is our good bug. Kind of surprising, right, that we're using a wasp for good purposes. Okay, so this is the damage that our flies cause in our greenhouses. So it leaves this little trail, and it's pretty sad for the plant itself. It's kind of sad, you can kind of see that. Okay, but they're both really, really tiny, which is what's kind of cool about the wasp in itself. Alright, so just be careful when you're stuck down. Alright, but welcome to our Biotechnology Lab. This is where we're working with tissue culture and developing our Mickey's mini gardens. So tissue culture is really cool because that's when you take a cutting from a plant from the node. So your node is anywhere where you're away from the stem. This is up to here, but
No touching.
Alright, so this is our hydroponic grow tank. So this system right behind me is called pollen pots. So you water each ball and so that's what's happening in our greenhouses. We're conserving our water usage. We cut off the suckers.
Yes, why some are green. They're not right there, honey, the green ones.
Oh, the green ones are not ready to eat yet.
Why some orange?
So they're not ready yet, but there's lots and lots of them. Open and aired environment that pests don't like. Because pests like closed, dark, and damp spaces, we're creating open and aired and exposed. So you see there is some centralized damage, but it's not widespread like you saw on that other leaf. So you also see the bags right here. So these are copper bags. So copper bags are another use for biological systems. Okay, so in here are beneficial bugs that are actually eggs. Okay, so they'll actually self-release once they hatch. So don't squeeze too hard, just lightly feel it. So you can kind of feel the inside of it.
The bug eggs, look out.
Yeah, so there's eggs in the inside of this.
What kind of bug is that?
So this is an Alta-Swarovski mite. Alta-Swarovski mite eat miniature mites. Okay, so she's super, super long. Right? But we also centralize her nutrients. So we cut off these little suckers because when you centralize her nutrients, you yield more. You actually yield bigger and better produce because if you let her suckers produce tomatoes, then they're just going to be very small and they're not going to be very healthy whatsoever. These taste like gummy worms, but you put raspberry sauce on them. You don't eat the flowers, but you eat the pods.
Oh, really?
So they're served traditionally as a dessert. Film technique system. So every 4 weeks we're going to harvest 2,000 heads of lettuce off of the stem. pounds of lettuce, we're only using 2.5 gallons of water. So we're only using like 2 milk jugs for this entire system. So these are grown in places like India. They're growing up in the canopies of trees. They're really gross. I think they're disgusting because this is what happens when they rot. They don't dry up, they squish, and they disintegrate. So inside of these are actually pods that expand and they explode. So we actually harvest these for the elephants. That's who enjoys these the most. We're just manipulating it to grow as a tree because we're yielding 50% more peppers than we naturally would. Okay, so it does not bind itself.
Some black and white, some green.
So the green ones are not ready yet.
But what are the black ones?
So this one has been on there a little bit too long. So, and it's kind of a bad pepper, so that's why it's like a black color. So it's not a good pepper, it's an unhealthy pepper. Obviously, guess what? We're growing in sand. Okay? So we're doing this to showcase the different ways that plants can be grown. So we're doing research for arid regions just to see what we can get to develop root systems. So the sand goes about 10 foot down, and about 6 inches underneath the surface we have drip tape irrigation. So drip tape is what's in this bucket right here. So there's 2 blue emitters on each piece of tape that leaks a water flow. So if it's dry, it drips. If it's not dry, then it won't drip. So that's how we're conserving our water usage in this greenhouse. Okay, so you can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot. It's really easy to get and it's really simple to use. But right here we have rice. So does anybody know what's wrong with this picture? Does anybody know how rice is traditionally grown? In water, yes. So rice is traditionally flooded. So our #1 state in the U.S. to produce rice is Arkansas, and Arkansas floods rice. So y'all, we're doing this a little bit backwards, but it's really neat because it's fully developing and it's healthy. Coffee. So these are coffee trees. So once everybody gets here, you can kind of see our cherries. So inside of our cherries are 2 coffee beans. It's kind of like you're at the ocean, then your drip tape's actually broken because we have to worry about the cells and stuff. But we're not doing it.
Those guys at the back.
So those guys at the back,
Pomegranates, right?
yeah, those pink things hanging there. So those are 2 dried. Those are bad cherries. Those are old cherries. For me. Oh, don't touch those, be careful.
No rose has that, but what kind of plant is this?
That's a rose plant.
It is a rose, look.
Oh my God, smell that.
Smell it.
Yeah, you're right. Those are thorns for the rose plant.
Yeah, you were exactly right.
There's lots of different
Alright, so if y'all
colors,
can
honey.
follow me.
And how could a sprout be that big?
So plants have you ever heard of like your genes or your DNA before? Like the different pieces that make up you? Like there's pieces inside of you that make you look like you. That's the reason you have brown hair. So the sunflowers also have those pieces inside of them that make them look like this. So you take one plant, you take another plant, you cross them together, and then they look like that. Alright, so if you can follow me. Alright, so welcome to our aqua cell. In here we're showcasing part of the fish. Skeleton, so these are days. So right here we have striped bass. Alright, so if y'all want to walk to that last tank, I'm not going to yell at you. Just feel free to take pictures. So for every 1 pound of food that you feed tilapia, you get 1 pound of fish meat. So that's a 1-to-1 feed conversion ratio. That's why farming fish is so sustainable, because of what you put in is exactly what you get out of it. There's no wasted inputs. Alright, so we're going to feed them a little bit. So do you want to sprinkle some? Oh, sprinkle some, that's fine. Do you want to help me feed? Are you as soaked as I am? Look at my pants. I'm wet.
Pretty amazing.
So run across from us, we have Russian sturgeon. To our tropical greenhouse. In this greenhouse, we have our over 80 different plants from all across the world. So we're just showcasing different things that might not be in your backyard. That's grains of paradise. So right here we have dragon fruit. So that tallest tree we have is actually breadfruit. The tree right beside it is jackfruit. Those are some different things. They both have pods that you pull out of them. Yeah. What is this? So this is lemongrass. Oh, these? So these are different spices. So you have cinnamon, you have pepper, turmeric.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, if you haven't already, like, and if you want to watch some more of these videos, subscribe. We got lots more content coming your way.